welcome back. Oh, hello. I think we are live now. Hello and welcome back to Real English with Real Teachers with myself, Harry, and of course my wonderful friend, Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Hello, Harry. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. I just got back from a run. I'm feeling energized for the lesson. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. I haven't been on a run because of this poor little soldier, but teaching today, and I'm feeling good, feeling in the zone, ready to help everybody. Hello, everyone. We can see the view count popping up. Nice to see.
Yes, hello and welcome, guys. So obviously we are here to give you a live English lesson, to give you the chance to interact with us and participate in the lesson. So we want you to guide the conversation we're having today. But Charlie, what do we do? What's our job?
So our job is one-to-one Skype teaching. So we do lessons for non-native English learners who want to excel in their language ability. And we do one-to-one lessons every day with people all around the world.
We do, yeah. They're all over the place, all over the place. Everyone is learning English. So if you guys want to practice your speaking and improve your language skills with a native speaker, then check out mine and Charlie's links to our websites in the description box below, where you can book a lesson with either one of us, whoever you want to be with.
Exactly. But let's get back to the show. So what are we doing today, Harry?
So today we're discussing some interesting topics. Last week we did a debate, and today is going to be slightly different. We won't be choosing sides. We're just going to be discussing some interesting topics, including aliens, smoking, and zoos.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And we'll be giving you viewers the chance to participate with our chat box and get involved. And already you can start by doing that. And you can even guide the conversation that we're going to be having regarding these wonderful topics.
Exactly. So when we get down to the first topic, you can start writing your opinions regarding this matter, and then we can use your opinions in our conversation. So you will be driving or controlling the conversation between Charlie and I, as if you were in the room with us.
Exactly. Yeah.
But first of all, we want you to get involved straight away. So we want you to tell us, if you were an animal, or if you could be an animal, which animal would you be and why? I'm going to give this question firstly to Charlie. What would you be, Charlie?
Well, I've been told that I would be one animal, but I'd prefer to be another one. So the first one, I've been told that I look a little bit like a turtle.
What is it, the long neck?
I'm not sure what it is, but when I eat, some of my friends say you look exactly like a turtle coming out of its shell and go.
Right, okay. Maybe
but
the eyes.
I obviously don't. Maybe it's the eyes, maybe the goggly eyes, yeah.
Goggly eyes.
But I think I'd prefer to be a cat because I love fuss. I love it when someone massages me or gives me a rub on the back, and I would love to be a cat all day long.
Fantastic. Okay. I guess you'd like to urinate in other people's gardens as well.
Yeah, that was second on the list. Stroke, yeah. Be stroked and be able to piss in other people's gardens. Yeah.
And lick yourself.
And lick myself. Yeah. And lick myself openly in front of my owners.
Yeah. I like that, Charlie.
What about you? Have you thought of an animal?
Yeah, I'd probably be a dog, just because I like dogs because they don't care what other people think. They do whatever they want in public, and they don't worry about, the opinion of others. So I'd probably be a dog.
Okay. So you want to meet and greet people by sniffing their bums, yeah?
Well, yeah, that's what I do already. Why not? Yeah, not my students. Not my students.
Not your
but
students.
other,
Did you? I
yeah.
didn't see that when you went to the studio. Did you not? You didn't edit that in with Lucy, the meet and greet, obviously.
Yeah, we took that bit out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So what have we got?
Geo.
Okay.
Geo would be a dragon because they're beautiful and awesome. Nice one, Geo. Yeah, dragons are beautiful. I'd like to see a dragon.
Yeah. Do dragons exist?
No, they definitely they do in Game of Thrones.
They do in Game of Thrones, but there are though. Like, is a Komodo? I suppose it's just a big lizard.
Yes, yeah, they look like dragons, but they can't spit fire. But yeah, they're called Komodo dragons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Someone else has said that they would like to be a bird because they can fly anywhere. Nice.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. And someone else would be a tiger because they're strong, fast runners, and they have stripped skin, which I really like. So you mean striped? Striped. S-T-R-I-P. Just one P. E-D. Striped. And I really like them. Lovely. Thank you, Aaliyah. Okay, great. Yeah. What's the first discussion topic today then, Charlie?
All right. Well, without further ado, the first topic is, should cigarettes be banned from public?
Ooh. Ooh, okay.
Shall I write that?
Yeah. Should cigarettes be banned from public? This is interesting. So maybe we could give them some synonyms for banned. So you could say prohibited.
Prohibited. Yeah. Should cigarettes be what was that other word I was thinking of? Well, you could just say no longer allowed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Should they be no longer allowed? Or we could say forbidden. Should they be?
A good one. Yeah.
Forbidden. Yeah. So I'll put a couple of these words on the board, and then you guys, in your opinions, can try and use these words for us, and you can maybe suggest even more synonyms for us. But Charlie, what do you think of this? Do you think cigarettes should be banned?
No, I don't think they should be banned. Wait, hang on. Banned in public, is that right? Banned in public. Banned from public, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't think they should be banned, but they should be in public. I suppose it is a good idea to have quite strict controls on them, because obviously we know it's a bad thing now, right? We've discovered that for our health, it's a very, very bad thing. Whether we enjoy it or not, it's another thing.
Yeah. Agreed. Mm-hmm.
So if we were to not have any control on the public, then people who are very aware of it are in the people who don't care. And that's kind of against the idea of becoming a civilized environment, to not care and not to have the care for other people and look out for other people, right?
Yeah. I mean, we should try and look out for other people. We shouldn't inflict our damage on other people. So yeah, I guess you're referring to like secondhand smoking, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Secondhand smoke. Like that's what parents should never smoke around their children, because their children might breathe in secondhand smoke. So this is quite an interesting phrase to use, isn't it? Secondhand smoke.
Yeah, I'll write it down. Secondhand smoke.
Yeah.
And we were told when we were younger that it was quite dangerous, weren't we? In adverts on TV, there was quite a few campaigns that said you should never smoke in a house with a child, because it's like even worse than them actually smoking. I don't know how true that is. Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, and in some places we do have specific areas in public where people can smoke. In England, it's not like that, is it? But in some foreign countries, I think there are.
I'll just put that up. Yeah, in Germany and I think in Switzerland, I saw that they have in the airports actual glass rooms where they have filters to the whole of the external
Yes.
part of the airport, so you can actually be inside and be smoking. But in England, we don't have that, do we?
No, we don't. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember in Delhi. Yeah, Delhi airport. I saw that. Yeah, there was a room. You just go in, and it's just like a cloud of smoke.
Really?
It's horrible. Yeah, I remember at the time I was like, "This is amazing," and I went in there, and there was so much smoke that it actually put me off. You know, the idea of smoking. I was like, "This is horrible." So it really put me off.
Oh, yeah. So also, I suppose smoking in public is one thing, but smoking in your private home, what do we think of that? Are you allowed to do that? Do you think that that's fair?
I think it's okay as long as you're not smoking around children and around anyone who doesn't want to to breathe in the smoke, that doesn't want to breathe in the secondhand smoke. I think that should be, that's not a problem. If you're smoking in your flat and you live alone, what's the problem?
Yeah, what is the problem?
As long as you're
suppose there are repercussions of smoking inside, because I remember a friend of mine, her dad worked from home and his ceiling had to be repainted every year because it went yellow.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's kind of their fault, isn't it? They have to deal with that. But yeah, there are definitely repercussions. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I suppose we could say it's their prerogative.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's their prerogative. There's a couple of interesting...
And what does that mean?
So if something is your prerogative, it's your responsibility. You have to deal with it yourself, don't you? It's in your control.
It's under your control, yeah. And it's kind of like your entitlement. Your privilege is your choice, though. So if you want to smoke in your house, then it's your prerogative.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, exactly. I remember a Britney Spears song. That's my prerogative.
Yeah, it's your prerogative.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. Okay, so we're giving you some words. Harry, did you notice another word?
Yeah, repercussions is quite a nice one. What does that mean, Charlie? You said there are other repercussions of smoking.
Yeah, I hope this is not too complicated, this synonym, but consequences.
Yeah, there are other consequences. Yeah, so one of the other repercussions of smoking is that it makes your house not a very nice place to live in. You have yellow ceilings. You probably have ash all over the place, which is not a very nice environment to live in.
What's ash?
Ash. Okay. Well, the ash is like the burnt bits of the cigarette. What the cigarette leaves when you smoke. So the little bits of old paper, the old bits of burnt paper.
Yeah, yeah, and we have the ashtray, don't we, to collect the stuff, and you tap it into ashtray. Okay, so there we have some interesting words for you all to start giving us your own opinion. The message box is blowing up, which is great. It shows that you're being active. We want you to be active with some of these words such as, oh, have I spelled that wrong? No. Yeah, I think I have. 1 second, guys. So
these things
repercussion and ash, another thing.
Yeah. So ash, ashtray, repercussion, forbidden, prohibited. So should we read out a couple of the comments we've got in here?
Yes, I haven't looked yet, but go ahead if you've found one. I just wanted to say that that spelling is correct, but it doesn't look like I pronounce it prerogative.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, same. I don't really pronounce that first R, but yeah, it is prerogative.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess we're quite lazy when we speak. Really, we often, miss out some of the letters when we speak.
And when you say we, do you mean you and me, or do you mean the general British English?
I'd say the general English-speaking world often like elide certain letters in the word. Yeah, prerogative.
I agree.
Okay, so we have a comment from Didrik. Cigarettes are banned in restaurants here in Norway, and it makes for a much better environment for the guests there. That's good. That is really good.
Okay.
So
I like that.
Are they banned in the garden as well? Because here in England, they're certainly banned from all kind of public premises indoors, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, as long as you've got 4 walls, or so even if you've got 3 walls and a ceiling, apparently that's a closed encased place that you can't smoke in.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I found one that I'll share to everyone now. Oh, there we go. So Tang, in my opinion, it shouldn't be banned in the public. It's their right. But on the other hand, the smoker should realize and avoid a lot of people around there while they are smoking. Thank you so much for that comment. Really like it and nicely balanced. I'm going to ask Harry, how would you say that in your native tongue?
In my opinion, it shouldn't be banned in public. So I would take out the article the and just say it shouldn't be banned in public. It's their right, but on the other hand, so on, not capitalized, so small o, the smoker should realize and avoid a lot of people around them, or should avoid people around them. So we need the object pronoun them while they are smoking. But very nice comment, Tang. Very nice.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, thank you for that, Harry. Hope that helped, Tang.
Yeah.
Okay, should we go on to the next one, or have you got another comment, Harry?
Yeah, I've got a nice comment here from one of our viewers from Brazil. So Adriana B said, here in Brazil, it's banned in public places. So I'll just highlight that. Here in Brazil, it's banned in public places, and everybody respect it, because if not, they are fined. So you meant to say fined. It is forbidden to smoke in closed areas like restaurants, companies, etc. Thank you very much for that comment, Adriana. Charlie, how would you correct this one? How would you say this one?
Okay, so, can you share to the whole audience so it's not me as well? There you go. Oh, no.
Sorry to that again. I'm not very tech savvy. Okay.
That's a phrase in itself. You've taught them something whilst panicking. Tech savvy. So to be tech savvy, people, is to be
good with.
Oh, go on.
Good with technology. I've had a present to everyone. Okay.
Cool. So to be tech savvy. Now Harry is tech savvy because he's worked out how to do it. So Adriana B, here in Brazil, smoking is banned in public places, and everybody respects it, because if not, they are fined. It is forbidden to smoke in closed areas like restaurants, companies, etc. Enclosed spaces, I would suggest, but that last sentence is very strong. It was just the beginning part, a slight change, but really nice comment, Adriana. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Charlie. One other thing, fined, we'd have one N on that, wouldn't we?
Yes, yes.
F-I-N-E-D.
Yeah, correct.
Nice. Yeah, cool. So to receive a fine. Very good. Thank you very much, Adriana. Should we go on to the next one, Chaz?
Yeah. So the next one, guys, is should zoos be nullified? Should zoos be nullified? Now, that word in itself is quite interesting, nullified. So I'm going to pop that in the chat box. And Harry, what does nullified mean?
So if something is nullified, it is made null. So it comes from the word null, and that means it is invalid. We don't use them anymore. So another synonym could be discontinued.
Yeah, exactly.
Abolished.
Wow. Okay. Abolished. Abolished. That's a good word. Abolished.
So I'll put these down on the board, and maybe you guys could try to use them in your arguments for or against in this topic.
Yeah, we'd love to see that. So yeah, that is the aim. We're really trying to push specific language on you today. So the words that we come up with organically, we want you to try and use them in the chat comments about the topic that we're bringing up. So we've got 2 already, nullified and abolished.
How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this issue, Charlie?
I think it's an interesting one because I still occasionally go to the zoo, and every time I have probably about 40% of the time I'm thinking, I wish I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Have you been to a zoo recently?
No, the last time I actually went on a date to the zoo with a lovely lady called Miriam. And it was up in.
It was a lady, wasn't it? It wasn't an animal.
Yeah, well, yeah, I went with a lady. Yeah, I didn't take a giraffe this time.
Or a dog.
And yeah, no, it was. I actually enjoyed it, but I was thinking, what are zebras and giraffes and lions doing in, Leeds? I can't actually remember.
In Leeds. Where's Leeds, Harry?
In Yorkshire, the Yorkshire region, which is in the north of the UK. It was like, why are these, these very exotic animals that quite clearly should not be here? Why are they here? So, and I feel quite bad for the animals. I don't think they're happy to be in these habitats. And yeah, we have a lot of problems. Like, a gorilla will escape, and then they'll have to put the gorilla down.
Very true.
And I don't like that. It's sad to see a beautiful creature like a gorilla put down unnecessarily.
Absolutely, yeah. Like Harambe. Am I right in pronouncing that? The famous gorilla in America, Harambe.
Is that when that idiot dropped her son in the gorilla pit?
Yeah. So you've said quite a few words. Let me get the whiteboard. So we've got exotic, and to put something down, or well, do we say somebody or something? I suppose it's something when it's an animal. Impersonal in English when it's like that, isn't it? It's like an it.
Yeah, I'd say someone, because it's a being, but maybe it's something.
I think technically it should be something, because
we could also put a person down, maybe.
No. I think I made that mistake in an ESL lesson once, and I felt bad because I told his dead mother that I told him that his dead mother was put down, not sacrificed, but I thought it was his dead dog.
Oh my god!
Anyway, to keep.
I wish I was part of that lesson.
I bet you do. But let's keep going. So to put something down is to kill it in a humane way, to end its life. To put down, swap it. Can you put the something at the end of the phrasal verb there?
Yeah, so you could say we put down the dog, or we put the dog down last week.
So lesson learned. You can, what's it called, that term?
It's separable. It's a separable phrasal verb. So we can separate it by the object.
A separable phrasal verb. Love it. Okay, and habitat is the natural home. And then exotic is something that is quite interesting and from a far away place.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, from a country that's far away.
Normally, we suggest it to be quite a tropical, hot destination, right?
Yeah, for us, yeah. But then maybe for people in Africa, they might consider us exotic, maybe, because we're...
Stop flattering yourself, Harry. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It could be exotic in flip reverse, but being that we have a dreary nation of lots of rain, and cold, we focus on tropical weather to be exotic. So those are the phrases. I'd love you to use them in the chat box. So get going. Get going.
Okay. Yeah. About zoos, a lot of people think that they should be kind of phased out. Do you feel the same about this kind of thing, or?
Yeah, well, along with what I was thinking when I was at the zoo last time, a lot of the animal captivities or the cages were saying on the plaque that they were rescued wild because they were injured. So some of these animals, they were going to die, perhaps. Who knows? I don't know how much you believe that, but it's nice to think that the zoos could take animals that need rehabilitation.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
So I think zoos could be phased out and rehabilitation centres could be phased in and could be given a nice way to be tourism friendly.
Yeah, yeah. I just think whenever you bring tourists in, you're kind of exploiting the animals, and then something bad's going to happen. For example, when a kid is dropped in the gorilla pit and then the gorilla gets killed because of a bad human action. But then the human action of taking in a gorilla that is, suffering in the wild, that's a nice thing. And then helping him to cure him and to give him a nice, safe habitat in which to recuperate, I think that's a good thing. But as soon as you bring in the tourists, I just think it stops. It ceases to be humane, I think.
I like that. I really like what you just said there. Also, another nice word, recuperate. Recuperate. What does that mean? Recuperate.
So a synonym would be to recover. You need to recuperate when you are in a bad state. So when you take yourself from a bad state to being in a good state.
Nice, yeah. To recover, to recuperate. Okay.
Can you put phase in and phase out as well on your board? Because they're quite nice phrases as well.
Phase in, phase out. Yeah. Okay. I think are they fairly self-explanatory once you can see them? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just to gradually stop using something. Or to gradually start using something.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I feel like we could talk a little bit more about this, but I want to go on to the comments.
Yeah. Let's. I'll share my screen first. I've got 1 or 2 comments that I'd like to read. Okay. I'm more tech savvy now, so I'm using this correctly at last. I think I am. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. I've lost it. Okay, so I've got one from Yul. Hi, Yul. Thank you for being here. Some of them should be nullified because of intolerable conditions animals are forced to live in. Very nice word, intolerable conditions. It's kind of like unbearable.
Really nice. I like that.
That being said, there are quite a lot of zoos that help with conservation.
Conservation,
Of some
sorry.
So, conservation, of some endangered species. Very nice, very nice,
Very nice.
The one correction I would say there, Yo-Yo, is that being said, there are quite a lot of zoos that help with the conservation of some endangered species.
Yeah, I agree with that. That helped with the conservation. Yeah. Very good.
Thank you, Yo-Yo.
Thank you. Okay, and now my turn. I will do the same. I found one from Sunny. Sunny says, zoos have benefits like saving wildlife or educational purposes, but keeping animals in a zoo is unethical as animals have to have a natural habitat where they feel most comfortable. Really, really good, Sunny. So zoos have benefits like saving wildlife, saving the wildlife. So we probably use an article in there, saving the wildlife, or educate or have. So hang on. Zoos have benefits like saving wildlife. We can use without the, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think it's okay. Yeah, it's fine without. Yeah.
But then this next part throws me a little bit. Zoos have benefits like saving wildlife or have educational purposes.
Like saving wildlife or providing education, maybe would sound better because she's used a verb. Zoos have benefits like saving wildlife or providing educational programs.
Okay, yeah, I like that rephrase. Yeah, or providing education. But keeping animals in a zoo is unethical as animals have to have a natural habitat where they feel most comfortable. That last part is smooth. Yeah, really nice.
Very smooth, Sunny. Thank you very much. And true, yeah, they have to live in a natural habitat. So when I was up in that zoo, they did have quite a natural habitat. So like there was a big elephant area and they looked quite happy actually. So that was quite nice for them. There was like a really vast space. There were lots of trees, lots of sand. People were feeding them. They seemed quite happy. Quite happy.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Some of them do seem happy. The ones that are pacing around, when they walk from one side of the cage to the other, it's a little bit upsetting to see. But then again, some animals that are at the bottom of the food chain, I tend to think they've got it easy now, haven't they? Because in the wild, every single day they're suffering from shit, something's going to eat me soon. But now they're safe.
Yeah. Problem with that though, it kind of messes up the whole ecosystem, doesn't it? The chain that should be in place. If you disturb one thing, other things get affected, and the world just doesn't work how it should naturally work.
Okay. Can we use the butterfly effect here?
We could do, yeah. What is the butterfly effect?
I remember it on The Simpsons, actually. It's when you change one small thing in the past or now, and then it affects everything in the future because it has an effect that multiplies, and they call it the butterfly effect. I think it's to do with an actual butterfly, like removing a butterfly or damaging a butterfly might affect the whole habitat or ecosystem later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if that is the case because we're not going to be taking too many of each species into captivity, are we?
Yeah. Perhaps it's another conversation to be had amongst zoologists.
Yeah, I wonder if we've got any zoologists here. That'd be brilliantly embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it really would. Yeah, them hearing our, uninformed opinions related to this. I'm going to read out another comment here.
Okay.
Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Here from Valdenier, here in supermarkets, you will find papayas in the exotic fruit section. Ha! Brazilians will find this one funny. So yeah, it's a nice use of the word exotic. Papaya is a very exotic fruit, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it is. I was taught by a Colombian student about there's an idiom with papayas. So I think I can kind of remember why that's funny, but
Okay.
not enough to go through it.
Is it a rude reference to a joke?
As I said, I can't really deliver it well, but there's a vague bell ringing in my mind.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Okay.
I think
There's
we
a question
should
from
go.
Irene. Sorry, there's just an English
Okay,
question.
okay.
An English question from Irene. So, hi, Irene Mendez. Harry and Charlie, I understand when a phrasal verb is separable, but I don't understand when and why it might be transitive or intransitive. So this is just when we need transitive means we need to add an object to the phrase. An example of a transitive phrasal verb would be to get rid of. So we can't just say, I got rid of. You need to say what you got rid of. I got rid of my car, for example.
Okay. And the opposite, we could use the phrase verb we talked about recently, to jog on.
Jog on. Yeah, exactly. So if someone says jog on, it means you need to go away. And we don't need, you're right, Charlie, we don't need an object there. Or get up. You know, we don't say, actually get up can be transitive and intransitive. So we can say, I got up my brother early. No, we wouldn't say that, would we, Charlie?
You could say, I got my brother up. Be separable, but.
So that would be transitive because there's an object there.
Okay.
So yeah, sometimes we can use them in both ways, but basically the difference is one of them needs an object, the other doesn't need the object.
Okay, so her question is really, how do I tell whether they are transitive or intransitive? But from my opinion, it's through examples and real life contexts that you learn, just like a native would, right?
Yeah, just using them. Yeah, whether it makes sense, because you couldn't just say I got rid of. We need to know what you got rid of. So it's obvious that we need to use an object there.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it's through lots and lots of examples, which is why you want to stay tuned and listen to us conversing, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Keep coming back. And remember that we do this every Wednesday around midday London time. And of course, if you want Skype lessons, our links are in the description box below. We do this as our full-time jobs.
Exactly. Yeah. Should we leave it there, Harry?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
That's been good. Thank you everyone for coming today. It's been an absolute treat for us. We've really enjoyed it. And we hope to see you all next Wednesday at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you have enjoyed it, don't forget to give us a thumbs up in the video. We didn't know about this really before starting YouTube, but it really does help our viewer ratings and us to grow. So if you like it, share it as well and give us a thumbs up. It really helps us. So thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, give us a thumbs up. Remember to join us on our social media. We are on Facebook and our name is Real English with Real Teachers. And we're also on Twitter at Real English 16. So keep updated on those things where we post extra free learning resources for you guys to improve your English.
Yeah, and as I say normally, if you are trying to self-study, to study the language on your own, and you're finding it difficult to get creative, then I've got a really good exercise that comes to you in an ebook with an audio guide that I have created, completely free for you. So it's in the description box. If you click the link, then you'll be able to access that.
And of course, remember to click subscribe on the YouTube channel. We try to release videos alongside the live lessons every kind of 2 weeks. And we release a big variety of videos. So click subscribe and also hit the little bell next to the subscribe button so that you get a notification when we go live.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so until then, thank you very much. We hope that you learned something today and that you created some English. But until next time, see you soon.
See you soon. Thanks, guys. Cheers, Charlie.
Cheers, Harry. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.